All right, we are heading into the semifinals for the Challenger bracket. It is going to be Dynasty versus Aftershock. Now, I'm standing here with David Barga. Dynasty has been undefeated so far. You guys lost one match, but there were some really close fights during the prelims. What were some of the problems or struggles you guys were having on this layout?
We've been pretty consistent making our spots and shooting really good lanes. It's just that the penalties killed us on day one, and then we came back the second day and we just cleaned it all up, and the scores show for that.
Now, are you suspecting that we're going to see some faster points here? This is an aggressive layout, but do you think that you and Dynasty will be slowing it down and waiting to see who's going to make the moves?
We're just going to stick to our game plan and not let them change ours. We're going to use ours until we need to change it if that's possible, but I think it's going to be a close game, but a lot of sitting around. Not too much. It depends who shoots off the break. That's mostly what it's going to be.
Dynasty has a reputation of being one of those top teams. You guys have performed really well this season, but how are you feeling going in? Are you guys confident, or are there certain things that you're really focusing on to make sure that you can get this one?
Mostly focused on keeping the shooting the lanes because we've been shooting it consistently, and that's how we've been winning. So we just need to stick with that and keep it rolling.
All right, we'll see if they can do that. Dynasty versus Aftershock coming up.
Gorgeous day here at the Fantasy of Flight. A little outside of Orlando, Florida for the 2014 PSP World Cup. I'm Matty Marshall, Chris Lasoya, and Todd Martinez. And we are about to watch a huge game between San Diego Dynasty here and Chicago Aftershock. And on the breakout,
two Dynasty players getting bounced.
Yeah, Dynasty.
That's one of them right
Dynasty
there.
on your right, Chicago Aftershock on your left.
Brandon Short taking a bounce. Also, Ryan Greenspan going to that corner, also taking a bounce.
And Aftershock, the first to get into the snake. Carl Markowski coming in from the corner and now getting into snake 2. Brandon Short going to match him up. Coming across, Ryan Greenspan in the corner. Oliver Lang filling across into the snake insert bunker. Yosh Rao breaking out from the Dorito side temple to the Dorito side corner, but he gets shot on the move. Chicago Aftershock filling out to the snake side corner now. Chris Sosine, 3 bodies still alive for Chicago Aftershock over here. Lawhead, Markowski, and Sosine. Yosh Rao, the only body to drop so far. Carl Markowski takes a bouncer in the back of the head from across the field. Chicago Aftershock looks like McKenna over there on the Dorito side. He starts attacking. He gets up into Dorito 2 and immediately starts looking snake side towards Lang and Greenspan. Brandon Short posted up. Carl Markowski going head-to-head in the snake right now. Here comes Carl Markowski on into the 50 snake.
Oh, nice shot.
Get a shot in on Brandon Short, but Short going to get a shot in him. They're going to trade out. So first snake battle, 2 bodies for each team.
That's Oliver Lang.
On the snake side, but McKenna now in the 50 Dorito. He's got protection as Rob Velez moves out to the Dorito side corner behind him. Just one body. It's Tyler Harmon over there in the Dorito 1.
AJ Lawhead, you saw taking a bounce as well. A lot of bounces on this first point.
Oh, and there goes Tyler Harmon. The whole Dorito side now blown for Dynasty. Just 2 bodies left alive for them. Oliver Lang in snake 1. Ryan Greenspan gets shot in the loader out of the snake side corner. Oliver Lang alone over here in the snake 1. Chris Sosine in the snake corner. Lawhead in the big snake Dorito, and Dynasty's going to blow the horn in a 4-on-1 situation.
Yeah, Todd, I mean, they still had presence over here snake side. Didn't matter, though, as Sosine stepped up to take out Greenspan. Velez gets 2, shooting Rao and Harmon. And just Dynasty weren't able to get it done here. But Chicago Aftershock, nice complete point for them.
Yeah, I mean, you saw Barga talking early about how they kind of dialed in their shots a little bit more. I watched them play on Friday. Chris Sosine, who's arguably one of the best off-the-break shooters in the league. He was playing on that Dorito side. They switched him over here to the snake side. They bounced 2 bodies from Dynasty coming out to the snake side on the break. Let's see if they can keep that up. That's what it's going to take if they're going to win this game over here. Excellent shooting on the break.
Looking at the game matchup on your screen. So San Diego Dynasty started off the year in magnificent fashion, just dominating the league and ended up winning a tournament. But then in Chicago started to hit some roadblocks. Chicago Aftershock also started the year out pretty well in addition, but they took 3rd at the second event. But, you know, more of a complete team, more, you know, we're talking about San Diego Dynasty. They're the most legendary team ever to play the game, the most winningest team ever to play the game. Chicago Aftershock, a legendary franchise in their own right, but Mikey Bruno has been doing a good job of bringing these younger players along, but they've also hit some stumbles here in the latter part of the year. You know, Shock not able to get out of the Challengers Division at the last event, and they played San Antonio X Factor in the semifinals and lost that game here. So now they're trying to defeat Dynasty, looking good in that first point.
And Dynasty going to send out their next line. Greenspan still in the game, but Alex Frage, Takamoto, Spica, and Yarber coming out now for Dynasty. Same 5 crew for Chicago Aftershock. See what happens on the break here. Looks like everybody makes it out alive.
You know, but also taking a bouncer again, coming out to this corner.
Yep, Aftershock loses 2 bodies early. Sosine and McKenna. But they do get one in the snake. Lawhead looking
nice
across
shot.
the field. He might have got a shot in on the 50 Dorito. He does. Blake Yarber trying to attack. Greenspan bumps out to the rear side corner. Spica on into the snake. Alex Frage in the snake side corner. Here comes Carl Markowski. He's going to launch. Is he going to be able to pick up?
Oh, Carl Markowski, what a huge highway move.
Just super fast.
So hard to react.
And here comes Glenn Takamoto.
Carl Markowski getting out the snake presence, but Glenn Takamoto coming back. Now just one body over here on the snake side. And here comes Glenn Takamoto down the highway. He is going to trade out with Lawhead. So Alex Frage.
Oh, major penalty looks like on Glenn Takamoto.
And Alex Frage is going to get pulled on that major.
So it's going to be a one-on-one, it's looking like right now.
Yeah, Greenspan against Rob Velez. Rob Velez is in that 50 Dorito. So as soon as Alex Frage, who got pulled on the major, gets in that box, that major is going to start. Interesting situation right here. One-on-ones generally take, you know, a decent amount of time unless somebody goes and tries to attack. And, you know, does Chicago Aftershock want to let this major run off? Or do they want to, you know, try and win this point? You know, so this is what the coach is looking at right now. What's more valuable, winning this point or trying to play several points 5-on-4?
Yeah.
So, I mean, Ryan Greenspan's a tough one-on-one.
Well, what call you make, Todd?
Me? I don't know, man. Like, you don't want to not give Rob Velez a vote of confidence if you're Mikey Bruno and blow that horn. But what you don't want to do is let the whole major burn off, it become a 2-on-1, and then you don't get to play 5-on-4. So
I would definitely.
If you're Rob Velez, you got to understand it's time to go. Oh, and he thought he shot Ryan Greenspan.
That's a major penalty now on Aftershock.
Wow, so what a turn of events here. Multiple major flags thrown in the air.
Yeah. You know what the worst case scenario might be?
That.
That.
Wow. That was just
so Rob Velez gets shot in the hand by Ryan Greenspan, looks at it, and then goes back to playing, earns a major, and now their major is going to be longer than Dynasty's major.
Wow, that's just what a turn of events right there. I mean, Ryan Greenspan came out just kind of jogging. I'm like, he's being awful nonchalant about this for some reason. And he kind of looked at him, and he comes out to shoot at him, and Ryan kind of looks at him and goes, you already hit anyway, bro.
Well, that was a very interesting end to that point there. But, hey, Ryan Greenspan, nice work. And it's, you know, awesome that, you know, Ryan, he finished out the West Coast Open with a pretty major knee injury, but he was really intense with his rehab. He went and saw the same physical therapist that got Marcelo Margot through his ACL reconstruction. I believe it was an MCL tear. He did not need to have surgery, but just, you know, got on some really high-tech rehab, and Ryan Greenspan able to come back because it was very uncertain. When I talked to him 4 weeks ago, and he was still not sure if he was going to be able to play the World Cup, but he healed like the Wolverine and able to make it back here, and that's a huge boost for San Diego Dynasty because, you know, Ryan's one of the best out there.
Yeah, just showing it right there, drawing out that major.
So let's get this ref update here and see exactly what that was.
We had multiple penalties on the play. First penalty, number 84 for Dynasty, playing on obvious hit. Second penalty, a major penalty assessed to number 2 for Aftershock, playing on obvious hit. This penalty had no bodies left to pull for it, so it resulted in an automatic point awarded to Dynasty.
So there was automatic point, and you can see here on the replay. So here he
Oh,
took
in
it.
his wrist.
Yeah, and he took it
He
right there in
looked
his-
and didn't see it. It was on the bottom of his wrist. He just didn't turn his wrist far enough.
Yeah, he did look for it, but and then 3 referees converging on him and saying, yeah, man, you have a giant hit on your wrist. That's an obvious hit, and you're going to get a major. So that's a very deserved major penalty there.
Yep.
Oh, but looks like Yosh Rao getting shot here. Glenn Takamoto still in the box.
You got to be pretty sure that you're not hit before you go and start playing again.
In a one-on-one with all the cameras and all the refs staring right at you, yeah.
So, Aftershock able to shoot Yosh Rao off the break. Give themselves a little bit more breathing room as they have 1 more minute than Dynasty does on their major penalty before Glenn Takamoto gets out of the box. We got McKenna over there on the Dorito side. Here comes Kyle Spica. He gets into Snake 1. He's looking across the field. He's got Oliver Lang with him. Tyler Harmon alive over there in the Dorito side corner for Dynasty. Glenn Takamoto about to come out of the box. He's going to race out to the Dorito side, and he is going to get picked off coming out there. So there goes Glenn Takamoto. 3 bodies alive for Dynasty. Here comes AJ Lawhead. He's going to get into the back of the Snake. Go heads up with Kyle Spica. He's got help behind him in the Snake side corner. So Oliver Lang now fills out to help Spica out in the Snake side corner. So Dynasty, both corners in the 50 Snake. Chicago Aftershock, both corners, the Dorito side temple and the Snake 1. AJ Lawhead shooting at Tyler Harmon across the field. Harmon getting a check right now from the referee. He's clean.
Oliver Lang making that fill out behind Kyle Spica to go heads up. Paintball on the Snake side of the field.
Yeah, so it's 3-on-4 right now.
15 seconds before Chicago Aftershock gets their body back alive.
Spica.
And Spica going to trade out with Lawhead in the Snake.
That's going to clean the Snake out here for both teams, but here comes the body.
Oliver Lang.
Oh no, Todd, a minor, another penalty on Chicago Aftershock. And here comes Oliver Lang down on the Snake side as,
Oh, here's a major penalty on Oliver Lang.
so penalties back and forth here in this matchup so far.
So that's the last body to pull. Nobody left alive for San Diego Dynasty.
And here comes Aftershock. Penalty-ridden game so far, guys. Wow.
Yeah, very, very penalty-ridden game here, and we haven't. I mean, we've seen some penalties as always. You know, I mean, it's a sport; it's gonna be penalties. But this particular matchup has just been crazy with red flag, yellow flags.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure AJ Lawhead's was for continuing to plead his case.
Yeah, talking for
you
sure.
know?
So getting a minor penalty.
Yeah, not even playing on.
That's a dumb penalty to get. I mean, especially if you are hit, get off the field. There's no reason to discuss it. They're not going to change their mind, you know. So talking after you have been eliminated will result in a minor penalty, which you saw just happen.
Yeah, so the score now 2-1. Chicago Aftershock 1 point up on San Diego Dynasty. Again, if you lose this game, you are still stuck in the Challengers Division. So, but before we head to a quick commercial break, let's check in with our referee.
We had multiple penalties on that play. First penalty, number 12, for Aftershock interference for talking after eliminated. Second penalty is a major penalty assessed to number 2 for Dynasty, playing on obvious hit.
So looking at this split screen breakout right here. 4 bodies on the field right now for Dynasty. Still Oliver Lang in the box. And now Dynasty's gonna have to dig deep though, because they're down by 1, 13:02 on the clock.
There's Dynasty lined up trying to grind out that penalty that Oliver Lang got. Unfortunately, there's Brandon Short.
Looks like McKenna gets shot. I think he made the Dorito 1 and then got shot out of the Dorito 1. So there goes the first body. 19 seconds until we see Lawhead come out of the box. Here comes a big move all the way. Carl Markowski again runs all the way from
Carl
the snake
Markowski.
side corner
Here comes
to bunker out Brandon Short.
No, he didn't get. He got Ryan Greenspan, but I think he missed Brandon Short.
Ryan Greenspan asking for a check.
How did he miss Brandon Short? Wow. Oh, another player going on Aftershock side. Brandon Short shooting across the field. You see the top side of your screen. There's Brandon Short. See that shot? So that's going to grind out their penalty, but here comes 49 seconds left in the Oliver Lang penalty, guys.
Yep, a 3-on-2 situation right now for San Diego Dynasty. Plus, they're going to get Oliver Lang back in 30 seconds. So Lawhead and Sosine. Can Sosine pick up? Oh, looks like he almost picked up the player moving down the Dorito side.
I
Now gets in there alive.
Well,
Looks
11
like Blake Yarber.
tense moments right now. This is such a close game, guys. It's 2-on-2 right now. Jacob Tilkainen, the Swede, getting a spin. Oh, but it looks like, yeah, the body coming off. So Dynasty is going to be taking this one to tie it up here. 11:30 to go. Lots of time left to play. We'll see if these teams can play clean, though. This game brought to you by Contract Killer. They have awesome custom gun designs and also great playing gear. And also if you're into mixed martial arts, they got everything that you need. Wow, so
Carl Markowski is trying to bunker everybody from that snake side corner. That's twice now that he has just launched. Maddie.
Yeah, Carl Markowski is a weapon, man. We talked about how fast and how much his speed plays a part in his ability to cover ground. And, I mean, you head check him, you look across field, and as soon as you turn your head around, he's already made 20, 30 feet. So impressive for Carl. But, man, Dynasty right now, you know, they're scrapping it out. So with 11:30 to play, we're going to be right back.
So Dynasty going to be starting with 4 bodies. 15 seconds left on that major penalty. And all the way to the snake. Carl Markowski going to get in there. He's got Sosine behind him. Looks like Dynasty is going to get another penalty. Ryan Greenspan getting shot in the pack. That's going to be a minor. But here comes Lang out of the box. Brandon Short in snake 2, shooting across the field. In good position, but McKenna goes through his gun and gets into the Dorito 2. He's got Velez behind him. AJ Lawhead getting shot off the snake side. Markowski getting shot off the snake side as well. So just 1 body alive for Aftershock. It's Chris Sosine over here. 3 bodies left alive for Dynasty.
Yeah, but Dynasty making it past the 50-yard line, snake side. Brandon Short in real good field position. And looking good here, San Diego Dynasty on the snake side, and they're going to have to counter that. Chris Sosine tries to counter it, and it looks like he might have traded out. He does. So Greenspan, I think, still stuck in that box
for another 14 seconds.
Yeah, if you're Aftershock, you blow the horn right now.
This is a crazy match right here, man.
Yeah, I agree with that, Todd.
10 minutes and 14 seconds to go.
Yeah, just 1 body. Rob Velez over there, so not going to blow the horn. Now it's a 1-on-3 situation.
Yeah, they should have blown the horn.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's mental mistakes. So 3 players on 1 right now. Rob Velez trying to hold it down for Aftershock against Yosh Rao, Tyler Harmon, and Oliver Lang.
Dynasty right in front of Aftershock's pit over there
Oh,
as
just
well.
getting blasted.
Oh, wow. So, you know, this is what Mikey Bruno was kind of hoped that would happen if he's going to let his boy Wright out there, is he starts, catching people trying to make moves. But 2-on-1, it's going to be tough. Nice work by Yosh Rao. Spread the field and got that shot in on him cross field. So, you know, the veteran Yosh Rao, one of the best back players.
Yeah, blown opportunity right there for Chicago Aftershock. Could have had at least 20 seconds.
Yeah,
Playing
right.
5-on-4 again. But, you know.
Hey, Dynasty clawing back in it to take the lead. 9 minutes and 26 seconds to go here.
Well, they're playing. They're really calm and collected. You know, they just not getting flustered, just kind of taking the rolls with the punches, and then getting out of the box, grinding those penalties down, and getting back to 5 strong.
Well, you know, Dynasty has seen pretty much every situation that can exist in the world of professional paintball, except for the ones that they had to work with at this event. You know, being down in the Challengers Division. Let's check in with the referee here.
We had a minor on number 18 for Dynasty, playing on unobvious hit.
And that's Ryan Greenspan getting shot, I think, in the pack.
There's Coach Mikey Bruno on your screen. And the rest of the boys, there's Velez, who has definitely become one of the best players on Chicago Aftershock. They're another one of those, I mean, yeah, they struggled here late in the year, but Mikey Bruno bringing these guys up for the past couple seasons and really doing a good job working with these guys to make them into a pro team here, working with D2 players. And he picked up Chris Sosine, veteran who came back, and Karl Markowski, who came back into the game. And slowly but surely, the line from Aftershock evolved to the current roster that we see. Speaking of the roster, Planet Eclipse, sponsor of Chicago Aftershock, their documentary series, The Roster, on Chicago Aftershock this year. So check that out. Go to planeteclipse.com and check out the new season. You can see the behind-the-scenes story of Chicago Aftershock. So here we go. 10 seconds to go before the start of this next point.
Only 1 point right now, difference between these two teams. 9:26, lots of time left, Todd. Here's split screen breakout. Dynasty on your left, Aftershock on your right. And they get 1 on the break, 2 on the break, Maddie. Dynasty losing 2 players real quick. Blake Yarber taking the walk, and Kyle Spica also taking the walk.
And Alex Frazier gets bounced in the head, filling out to the snake side corner. Sneaky, sneaky Alex Frazier getting out there. 3 bodies left alive. Takamoto, Oliver Lang, and Alex Frazier on the VIP side of the field. Aftershock with all 5 bodies alive. Just under 9 minutes to go in the game. Aaron Tholey here in the snake side corner. AJ Lawhead on the inside looking to come across to the snake. Chris Sosine in that back center Dorito. Locking off the Dorito side of the field. Chicago Aftershock getting some support in behind Barga over there in the Dorito as Rob Velez makes his bump out. I'm sorry, Barga's not in the game. That's Velez and McKenna over there.
Here comes Oliver Lang trying to make the move outside.
And Lawhead, the first one to drop.
Yeah, so
for
Lawhead.
Chicago Aftershock.
So Kyle Spica, Blake Yarber gone. Lawhead, though, big kill for San Diego Dynasty here, trying to maintain this lead. 8 minutes and 9 seconds to go.
And here comes Oliver Lang jumping in the snake for Dynasty, backed up by Alex Frazier.
Yep, Chris Sosine. Just when he went to load, Oliver Lang snuck in under his gun. And here comes McKenna making the bump into Dorito 2.
Yeah, so Oliver Lang in good spot in the snake. Snake 2 right now for Oliver Lang on your screen.
Yep. He's got Aaron Tholey. There's Aaron Tholey on the right of your screen in that corner.
Still a 1-body advantage right now for Shock. They have a better field position on that D side of the field. They're at D2. They have 3 back positions as well. No one in the snake right now for Chicago Aftershock. 7:30 to go. Oliver Lang, Glenn Takamoto, and Alex Frazier on the field right now for San Diego Dynasty. It's Velez, Barga, Sosine, and McKenna on the field for Shock.
There's Sosine right there on your screen. Aaron Tholey right next to him. As Shock makes a move, that's McKenna getting into that 50 Dorito over there.
Brian McKenna's in a really good spot. He might be able to clip out Oliver Lang cross field. Don't know if Oliver Lang knows, and he does. Oliver Lang immediately got that spidey sense tingling, throws a stream over towards the 50-yard line Dorito, so the communication must have come from somewhere, and Oliver is going to smartly move up to the 50. A lot less of an angle there from that 50-yard line Dorito towards Oliver Lang's side.
Yeah, and Oliver knows where he needs to get in order to get a shot in on that 50 Dorito over there. He's going to try and put in Thole.
Yeah, Thole is just down that line, though, trying to keep Oliver Lang honest. So the 2013 Top Gun Award winner and arguably the best player ever, Oliver Lang, now trying to extend this lead for San Diego Dynasty, but looking at an extra body. Still with the body advantage is Chicago Aftershock here in a rather long point, 6:24 to go.
Chris Sosine trying to decide what to do in that big Dorito on the snake side. You see him right there, right by the flag station. Oliver Lang pointing. Thole. Glenn Takamoto made a bump. He's now in the Dorito side corner. Thole now shooting across the field. Nobody really watching Oliver Lang. Somebody's got to watch Oliver, otherwise he can crawl across the 50 and shoot McKenna in the back over there. Velez from the Dorito side corner. He's trying to pound Oliver Lang. Dynasty, time winding down. Almost a 4-minute point here. Dynasty nursing a 1-point lead, and there goes Oliver Lang as nobody watches the wire. He's going to be able to pop up and shoot McKenna, but oh, looks like Oliver Lang almost got shot in the loader.
So close.
From across the field. But here comes Chris Sosine. Sosine going to make the move. Here comes Takamoto down the inside of the highway on the Dorito side.
Here comes a penalty.
So minor penalty on, I believe, it's
Oh my goodness.
So there's majors
now. McKenna loses it, starts claiming he's getting a penalty. Takamoto might be getting a penalty.
But
Nice
Oliver Lang shot
Oliver.
out Chris Sosine, so now he's got to be careful, though, and Oliver might have got clipped. No, Thole.
Oh,
or sorry, Barga in the back. Is it Barga in the back corner
mental
bunker?
mistakes
Yeah, it
all
was
over
Barga.
the place.
Yeah, so just mistakes, penalty flags, crazy end to that point. I mean, that's no surprise, man. We have seen nothing but penalty insanity out there for this point, and it was David Barga that was left alive in that back corner bunker. But Oliver Lang, man, outstanding play by Oliver Lang in the snake here to maintain his composure when all that penalty craziness was going down. The referee's still talking about it over there, Todd.
McKenna started jumping up and down, saying throw a flag, because he thought
And
Velez shot Takamoto first, but Takamoto ran down and bunkered out the 50 Dorito because Velez was shooting over here towards the snake. Sosine made the move to come get Oliver Lang, but didn't commit to it.
And look what Oliver's doing right now. He's just hanging out in the middle of the field. Hasn't hung the flag yet. Time is ticking down on both the penalties.
Well, and that is not good news for Chicago Aftershock, because if, once they get that, once Dynasty gets this score right now, that's going to take it to 4-2. That gives Dynasty a 2-point lead, and that means Chicago Aftershock needs all the time they possibly can get. So
look at this replay.
So there's Sosine, who makes the move, doesn't get Oliver. Takamoto runs down, bunkers out the 50 Dorito, trades with Velez. Velez doesn't even pick up Takamoto until after he bunkers out the 50 Dorito, and then Takamoto gets his gun up. As Velez gets his gun up and picks up Takamoto, meanwhile, McKenna is jumping up and down, yelling and screaming.
I think that's what he got the penalty for.
The only guy that probably could have picked up Takamoto coming down would have been Barga in the snake side corner. But you can't jump up and down and tell the referee to throw a penalty after you're eliminated during a live game. So,
yeah, wow. There have been so many penalties and different things that could have happened that this is just one of those wild, wild west games. It's one of those shootouts where at the end of the day, you have to maintain your composure in those situations. And, the veteran Oliver Lang showed it right there. But, I mean, got to blow that horn a little bit earlier.
Yeah, pay attention.
Eating away a ton of time there, Todd. So about a little under 4 minutes to play here. Score 3-2.
I think it's 4-2.
Yeah, I was going to say it should be 4-2, I believe, right?
Yeah, I believe it was 4-2.
Yeah, so.
But Oliver Lang able to grind off a minute at that time.
Well, again, clutch performance by Oliver Lang. Dynasty's got the lead. This game's getting crazy. Stick with us. Taking a look back in the pits, Brandon Short for San Diego Dynasty. They have still no point on the board there. Yes. It's all relaying. So it looked like the point, it looked like it was going to go 4-2, right?
Yeah.
But we haven't seen the point go up on the board yet. It's still 3-2. Regardless, still Dynasty's winning right now. And it looks like we have about 40, so it looks like the clock is stopped at 42 seconds as the referees sort this out. So let's kind of break down the craziness of this game a little bit, guys. What are you seeing out there that's working for these teams? It's almost tough to tell because, you know, the game plans kind of just get thrown directly in the trash as soon as penalties start flying everywhere, bodies start dropping all over the place. So it's just individuals either stepping up or not stepping up right now. Well, actually, before we get to that, let's check in with Lauren.
I think that's the first time that's ever happened.
Hey guys.
That's a new one, man.
All right, so down here on the sidelines, there's a bit of confusion, but what it's sounding like is Glenn got a penalty. When Glenn got that penalty, they pulled Alex Frazier out. Unfortunately, they're saying that Glenn kept shooting. Coach Bruno is saying that he actually shot Rob Velez after getting that first penalty. So they're giving Glenn a double penalty, and the point ultimately is going to go to Shock. Oliver was still alive after they pulled Alex Frazier out, but because they're giving Glenn that double penalty, Oliver technically would have been pulled out as well. Dynasty would have had no bodies alive, and so the point would go to Shock. They're still trying to figure out whether or not Dynasty is in fact going to start with 2 major penalties on the point, but I'll keep you updated on that.
What?
Wow.
Things are getting a little, I mean, just when we think this game couldn't get more crazy, you know,
That just happened.
yeah,
A
that
double
just
major.
happened. I haven't
I don't think I've ever
trying to
seen
think,
that.
I was trying to think
Even
if
I
seen
haven't
that.
gotten any of those.
Well, and you could see Alex Frazier walking over there, and you could hear him in the background saying, well, that's the first time for everything. That's the first ever time I've ever seen that. So, but again, it's kind of hard to break down exactly what's working and what's not working, because before we went to Lauren, there's just so many penalties in this game that, you know, it's tough to, and so many guys dying out of the bunkers sometimes, and it's almost tough to execute any sort of game plan when that's happening.
Yeah, and a lot of minors, you know, a lot of pack hit minors, you know, the Dynasty's been getting early, and you know, it's really tough. I mean, when we played Damage on Friday, you know, you get so many minors, it's like, okay, well, you know, I got to come up with a lot of 4-man game plans real quick here, and you know, what you're trying to execute, you know, throughout the game, it makes it kind of tough. But looks like we got a ref update on the field right now with CJ Traub.
We have multiple infractions on the play. First infraction, major penalty assessed to number 84 for Dynasty, playing on obvious hit. That player eliminated a second player. He is also assessed a minor penalty for playing on obvious hit. Second penalty is assigned to number 10 for Aftershock, interference, talking after eliminated.
Huh.
Wow. So
You like apples? I like them apples.
So under 5 minutes to go here. Very close match between Shock and Dynasty. And so it looks like McKenna and Takamoto are going to be in the box. But then I see 2 majors, though, up on the board for Dynasty. So that's
probably going to put 2 people in the box, I think.
Yeah, so and with under 5 minutes to go, these are tense moments right now. I mean, this is the craziest game that we've seen out here this weekend. We have not seen a game this filled with penalties and this chaotic. And we've seen a few penalty-filled matches, and we've seen some back-and-forth battles, but nothing that's been this. It's just hard to call. You know, there's so many bodies dropping everywhere and flags, and it's again kind of tough to tell exactly what these teams need to do other than play clean. Most important thing right now for these guys: play clean, burn the penalties off. So it looks like a major and a minor on Dynasty, like CJ was talking about. There was 2 majors up there for a second, a minor on Shock. So Dynasty will have 3. Aftershock will have 4. We'll be right back. So looking in the Dynasty pits right now, and so Shock actually now has the lead. So Dynasty, with 3 bodies in this drastic turn of events for them, still shaking their heads over here, trying to figure out what they're going to do, and kind of a little dismayed at this turn of events in this matchup. Coach Rusty Glaze is out there still, so it's taken a while to get this point going on with all that chaos we saw. But thus is life here when these teams are fighting for their lives in the Champions Division, or trying to make it to the Champions Division again. You know, Shock's been down here. This is their 2nd event straight down in the Challengers Division. Dynasty came down at the last one, decimated everybody in the prelims to get to this position right now. So,
Okay, yeah, see, Dynasty is over there arguing. I'm looking at the board like, okay, Shock got that point, but Dynasty was up 3-2. And then Dynasty was down 2-3 all of a sudden. And Dynasty's looking at the scoreboard like, wait a second, we had 3 points to start that point. So it should be a 3-3 game. They just got the scoreboard fixed. It is now 3-3. Dynasty will have a major and a minor. Aftershock will be starting with a minor. So it will be 4-on-3.
Wow. What an
in a
interesting
tie
turn
ball
of events.
game with just under 5 minutes to go.
yeah, this is the craziest game we've seen by far out here in this 2014 World Cup. But knowing what's at stake again, that is not that surprising. But still, 30 seconds is locked on that clock as they're making extra super duper sure that everything's ready to roll and who's supposed to be in the box here for this next one. And so as they're trying to figure out, again, next game coming at you here in the Challengers Division semifinal matchup is Infamous and Thunder. Thunder playing very well. Infamous also playing very well in the prelims. That's why they're here. So Infamous trying to fight out against Thunder, but we have more of this Dynasty Shock match coming at you as Brandon's doing what we're doing right now, waiting to figure out what's going on. We'll be right back. Stick with us.
I just want to shove it down your throat. Plain and simple, I want to end the game in 10 seconds. That's all I'm saying is punch first. Everybody, okay? And if you punch somebody first and they stumble, what do, man? You punch them again and again and again. This is all this is a fight.
There's Blake Yarber, Brandon Short, and Alex Frazier. Alex yelling a couple calls cross field here. So 3 players at the end of all of this. It looks like it's going to be, I think it might be 4. I think it should be 4-on-3. Yeah, Shock starting with 4. And Dynasty starting with 3. Digging out to the back corner bunker. Snake side, Oliver Lane goes all the way up the center off the break. And here, Lawhead comes to take out Oliver Lang. I don't think he got him.
I don't think he got him either.
Yeah, so Lawhead gets torched down. Missed Oliver Lang because Tyler Harmon.
Oh, and a minor penalty.
So a minor penalty now on Barga. Actually, I don't think it was on Barga. I think Barga got called out, so then a quick one goes to Dynasty. Wow, so Dynasty fighting from down a body 3-on-4. They didn't even lose one. Oliver Lang, Kyle Spica, and Tyler Harmon. Spica was able to fly out wide, got out to the snake side. Oliver up in the center. Lawhead tried to assassinate him. He got shot by Harmon, who'd made it all the way up on the D side. And then Aaron Tholey get a minor penalty.
Yeah, and it looks like they took that point away from Chicago Aftershock that had been awarded to them after that last fiasco. So now it's 4-2 in favor of Dynasty. So that minor is going to come off, but with that fresh minor, Chicago Aftershock will again be starting with 4 bodies against the 3 of San Diego Dynasty. But now Dynasty, in a 30-second point, now goes up 4-2.
just going to sit back here and
Wow.
wait till the smoke clears.
Chris, you just take it easy, bud.
Well, hey, I'll tell you what, man. At least they're making it entertaining for us out here.
That is
'cause
for sure.
You got to keep your eyes on this game.
But so much on the line. So much on the line with this game right here.
Yeah, of course. So let's check in with CJ Traub. Get a quick ref update.
We had a minor penalty assessed to number 21 for Aftershock, playing on obvious hit.
So Aftershock had a possible advantage right there. They had an advantage, squandering it, getting another penalty of their own. And I'm just wondering, are we going to be able to play a point without a penalty out here in this Challengers Division?
That's a solid question right now,
semifinal
Matty.
match?
That is a solid question.
I think it's a legit question for right now.
Absolutely.
I don't think we've seen one yet. But unfortunately for Dynasty, they still have 2 guys in the box. That minor doesn't come off because they scored a 25-second point right there. So it's going to start with 3 again. Now Brandon Short comes in for Dynasty. You're looking at Aftershock on your screen, and running ref coming over, checking out Aftershock, and I think he is clean. So now Shock trying to push their advantage here, down by 2. Again, the score is 4-2.
They're just 15 seconds left on one of those penalties. I think Ryan Greenspan's going to come out first.
And
Time
5
ticking away.
seconds. Here comes Markowski. I don't understand why Markowski wasn't in some of those other points. Brandon Short in the snake now. Markowski posted up down the wire. Brandon Short in there with him. Not sure if Markowski knows he's 1 knuckle away. Glenn Takamoto still in the box. 5 seconds before Shock gets their body back. McKenna sneaks into the 50 Dorito. Shock now at full strength.
The snake battle about to go down on your screen. Brandon Short matched up right now.
Ryan Greenspan in that corner in the snake behind Brandon Short. Oliver Lang in the big Dorito. Looks like Brian Greenspan might have taken one.
Oh my God.
Takes one in the face and asks for a check.
And it looks like Carl Markowski kind of dropping the ball a little bit on that one. He pushed forward, but Brandon Short was out on him. He saw Carl's leg, and he was able to take him out. So now, advantage Dynasty again over here on the snake side, Todd.
And Glenn Takamoto,
Looks like he took one.
he gets shot on the fill out of the box. But Brandon Short still in control of the snake. Shock with 2 bodies over here.
Yeah.
Brandon Short and Oliver Lang. Oliver Lang in that back center looking across the field.
But man, the time really starting to play a factor now because down by 2, Aftershock needs to do something because they have 4 bodies, looking at 3 Dynasty bodies. But with only 2 minutes and about 28 seconds to go here, time starting to tick off.
Yeah, Tyler Harmon standing tall in that Dorito corner too. Shooting down in on Lawhead, trying to keep Lawhead from coming down the snake. If Shock's gonna win this game, I think they're gonna have Lawhead come get Brandon Short out of here. But they're gonna need some pressure. Chris Sosine in the snake side corner. He's gotta roll his gun. Make Oliver Lang turn his head. Tyler Harmon gets dotted in the eye out of the Dorito side corner, so he comes walking off.
Here comes the Chicago Aftershock.
So
that
Chicago
might speed things up a little bit here. 4-on-2. Can Brandon Short and Oliver Lang hold it down and send San Diego Dynasty to the finals here in the Challengers Division and also back up to the Champions Division? Top 2 teams from this division advance. So this comes down to this, Todd.
It comes down to this. Time ticking away, under 2 minutes now. Oliver Lang just holding the fort down on that Dorito side. Somebody's got to make a move. Rob Velez over there on the Dorito side. He's got the ball. AJ Lawhead gonna have to make something happen. Might want to try and run the highway, make Oliver Lang turn his gun, get Brandon Short off the field. Aftershock's gonna stay in this. Here comes Chris Sosine again.
Aftershock trying to close the gap. Only a minute 14 left. Here comes their attack. Oh, but one of them gets shot out of the snake, and here comes big Chris Sosine bunkering out Brandon Short's. Just Oliver Lang left. Here comes Velez, and he is going to take down Oliver Lang. And Velez trying to beg for another penalty there on Oliver. Doesn't get it.
McKenna is jogging the flag in right now. Down 2 points with under a minute left to go. What is he thinking?
I don't know, man. McKenna, I don't know, maybe might be nursing some sort of injury we don't know about because no other excuse, man. Or
Maybe
that's just the
fastest.
fastest.
There's still 5 minutes left in the game.
Maybe it's the fastest he can run. I don't know. But Every single second important. I mean, you're under a minute. You're down by 2. So Brian McKenna did a great job over there taking out Takamoto. But, man, you got to be 100% out there. Grab that flag and sprint it in. I know it's hot, it's humid, and it's tired, but, that may be the difference, Todd.
Yeah, that may be the difference right there. I mean, with 2 minutes left to go in the game, you got to get all the guns up and get the guns rolling. You can't go any farther down that Dorito side because Brandon Short's sitting here in the snake, and he can shoot the move if McKenna were to come out of that 50 Dorito. Rob Velez was over there on the Dorito side, but there was nobody on the Dorito side. Keeping the pressure on from the 50 Dorito on Oliver Lang. Rob Velez could have cut through the inside and tried to make a move up the middle, and all Chris Sosine had to do was really put the pressure on Oliver Lang from the inside so he couldn't come out snake side. So you bury Oliver Lang, and then either Rob Velez or AJ Lawhead come in, get out Brandon Short off the field, and now you have a 3-on-1 situation. So just very poor execution from Chicago Aftershock right now in a 4-on-2 situation.
But hey, Todd, I don't want to knock them too hard. They did win that point here against San Diego Dynasty, so they are down by 1. 48 seconds left to go. There's definitely enough time for them to score a point, but they're going to have to push hard, particularly probably up that middle. Going to have to risk bodies, and it looks like both teams back at full strength. 5 players will be out here for this potentially last point. Stick with us. We'll be right back. Tense moments in the Aftershock pit right now. Sending out what they feel will be their best lineup to try to score a quick point. Already out on the field right now with their line to try to hold off the attack for Chicago Aftershock. They know it's coming. Is Alex Frazee, Ryan Greenspan, Oliver Lang, Brandon Short, and Tyler Harmon. There's Nick Sloviak helping out his old buddies on Aftershock right now. Sloviak came up in that camp, emerged as a great professional paintball player, and became a name on that team before going to Houston Heat 3 years ago. So he definitely still, deep down inside, probably bleeds a little Aftershock blue, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a good opportunity when he left to join, form Houston Heat. Ended up, winning a lot of tournaments that first year.
Yeah, got a lot of wins under his belt now. So, there we go. Aftershock on your left. Can they get it done? 48 seconds to go. And they switch positions at the last second. 5 players left alive, or 5 players alive for both teams on the initial breakout. And here comes Shock. They lose one. Pushing up in the center. Markowski leaves early, so that's a big weapon. But here comes Dynasty. They're dropping a body out of that center as well, as Alex Frazee gets shot.
2 bodies go down. Brandon Short sneaks into the snake. Oliver Lang locking off that Dorito side.
Rob Velez gets torched. Forgets about Oliver Lang in the center. And here comes Brandon Short, and he's going to get a shot cross field on the 50 on the D side. So this Brandon Short move over here, snake side, is really going to slow things down for the attack of Aftershock, and that might have done it here, Todd.
Yeah, just McKenna. If Velez was able to get Oliver Lang, it might have been a different story. But Velez, as he made his move, Oliver Lang torched him, could open up the door for McKenna, but McKenna, he is the last body for Aftershock.
So
he tries to make his move, and he gets chopped up.
So big congratulations to San Diego Dynasty as they hold off Chicago Aftershock just barely and able to take this victory 4-3 in the most crazy game that we have seen so far here at this event. But holding on at the very end, Oliver Lang, confirmed kill count leader for San Diego Dynasty, guys. 9 confirmed kills for Oliver in this huge matchup, which means that they are now moving back up into the Champions Division.
But Oliver Lang, the thing about him is that the 2 biggest points in this game are when Oliver Lang in a 4-on-3 runs up the middle of the field, you know, and just dices out the Dorito side for Chicago Aftershock, and they end up winning that 3-on-4 point against Aftershock. And then this very last point right here, knowing that Shock has to push into Dynasty, going up the middle again, torching the first runner out here on the Snake side, and then turning and killing the push down the Dorito side for Aftershock. Got to give that one to Oliver Lang right there for stepping up big for San Diego Dynasty.
Yeah, and across the board, though, I mean, Dynasty, and you know, when things like that, when it starts to go bad, you have to maintain your composure. We were talking about that during the matchup, but guys like Alex Frazier and Brandon Short, you know, like in that last point, when the push was coming down that D side of the field, and Brandon kept his head about him and was able to get up here into the Snake, that really slowed the roll for Chicago Aftershock and sealed the deal. So, again, congratulations to San Diego Dynasty. Let's check in with Lauren Kelly.
Oh my gosh, I have Tyler Hartman here from Dynasty. What a crazy match.
It's a scandal, boys.
Okay, well, you guys did just win that one, but it was close.
Yeah.
Going into that last point where there was less than a minute left, what was running through your mind?
Well, I mean, pretty much protect the middle and just keep an eye open for crazy people running down the field because they had to win that last point.
Absolutely. When we had that long timeout to figure out the penalties, what were you guys discussing in the pit? How were you feeling about that situation?
We just play above it. Whatever happens, we're just going to play through it and do the best we can. That's all you can do, you know?
Well, we're excited to see you in the finals here on the champion field, and you'll be bumping back up. What has been working the best for you on this layout that has made you be one of the only undefeated teams so far?
Well, you just got to play like a termite, you know? It's my mantra, play like a termite. Subterranean.
Can you tell me what that means?
It means you be subterranean, just go undetected, you know?
All right, thank you, Tyler.
Thank you.
Stay tuned. We have another match coming up.